What's up, YouTube? This is True Raw for TV. All right, so look, it's been 5 days now since Election Day, but there's still some things going on post election that are notable. In particular, I'm noticing at first it was just a lot of noise on social media of angry Kamala Harris supporters who are trying to find some way to put Kamala in to some sort of position. You know, 'cause a lot of people wondering what she's going to do now. Is she going to just withdraw totally from politics? Because she seemed to indicate that she might run again in 4 years. What can she do? What can she do to stay in the spotlight? I guess to some degree. I've seen some people suggest that maybe she should go on a speaking tour and make money. Um, there's been some people who said that maybe a Supreme Court justice, I think Sotomayor, maybe should step down to just give Kamala Harris a position in the Supreme Court. And then you got this guy who's echoing what some of the noise from social media is, and that is that Joe Biden, for some reason, should step down and give Kamala Harris a symbolic victory, making her the first well, cosplaying black female president, if only it's for a couple of months. His name is Jamal Simmons, former Kamala Harris communications director, and he went on CNN and called on President Biden to resign so that Kamala could become president.
Is looking for. That is my question. I'll start with you.
Joe Biden's been a phenomenal president. He's lived up to so many of the promises he's made. There's one promise left that he could fulfill, being a transitional figure. He could resign the presidency in the next 30 days, make Kamala Harris the president of the United States.
Whoa.
He would absolve her from being able to from having to oversee the January 6th transition, right, of her own defeat. And it would make sure that it would dominate the news at a point where Democrats have to learn drama and transparency and doing things that the public want to see is the time. This is the moment for us to change the entire perspective of how Democrats
Okay, this
operate.
is now jumped from an internet meme to a Sunday morning show.
Jamal's out here right now.
Congratulations.
Season of House of Cards.
I thought you were going to say, what about the Supreme Court? That's also out there.
Well, the Supreme Court might happen. I don't know if it will, but I think this is something that's...
It's interesting. He said, let's showcase democracy by once again bullying Joe Biden and pressuring him to step aside so that Kamala Harris can take over or take his place. Once again, because you made him do that during the primaries. Or should I say, the beginning of that primaries, at the beginning of this election cycle. You made him step aside then so that she could take over. You bullied him. Now you're talking about bullying him again and making him step aside so that she can become the first black female president, right? Am I the only one that sees this as elder abuse? Like, this is crazy. So you want the first black female president to be a lame duck with no power for only, 2 months? You're that desperate for symbolism and tokenism. I'm sorry, man. I'm just saying, it's why? Why? What is she getting out of this? And then he says so that she don't have to face the humiliation of announcing her own defeat. Because if you're not aware of this, in December, the Electoral College will assemble and officially vote on the presidency. Now, normally, I think they changed the laws now so that they have to do it. But usually by tradition, 99% of the time, they voted the way that their states voted. The way that the electoral college was proportioned or slated, I should say, in these elections, 312 of the college are going to vote for Trump, 226 for Kamala Harris. Although we've had elections where there have been faithless electors, but so they're going to vote in December, and then January the 6th is when Congress will convene and certify the results. So what he's talking about is Kamala Harris, who wants to be president, it's too much to make her face that moment where she has to announce Donald Trump being the victor. That's just too much. Man, isn't that insulting to say that it's too much for a woman to handle that? But you want people to, I mean, do we, am I only one that's seeing the hypocrisy here and the irony, I guess I should say, not hypocrisy, the irony that this guy is saying that moment is too much for a woman to bear. So let's make her president because she can't handle that moment, but she can handle the presidency. Look, there have been many sitting vice presidents who've had to announce their defeat. I'm talking about sitting vice presidents now. John C. Breckinridge ran as a Southern Democratic candidate. I think the Democratic candidate was, what's his name? From Illinois, not Lincoln, Stephen Douglas. John C. Breckinridge ran in 1860, actually ran ahead of Breckinridge Electoral College, third in the popular vote. He had to announce his defeat and announce the victory of that Yankee, Abraham Lincoln. Okay? Richard Nixon had to do the same thing in 1961. He had announced his defeat at the hands of John F. Kennedy. Hubert Humphrey, 8 years later, had to do the same thing when he lost as the second vice president to Richard Nixon. Al Gore had to do the same thing when he lost to George W. Bush in 2000, when he had announced in 2001 his defeat. So look, that comes with the territory, man. It's difficult, but it's happened in the past. Why is it that they have to protect her from emotional pain? What is this shit? This is a mockery. They're making a mockery, man. And then, like I said before, they're trying to give her something. Then just talk about putting her on the Supreme Court and all of this stuff, man. It's just, it is what it is, man. People like to call her a DEI hire, and I don't like that term, man, but they really pushing it to make it like to justify that terminology. I don't see what just to score points, just to make women or black women proud, just give her the presidency for 2 months, where she just has the role of it, the symbolism of the presidency. Because no matter how you do it, if you give her this, right, which is complete disrespect to Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying? Usually presidents step aside for a couple of reasons in history. Either they died, or in Nixon's case, he had to resign due to a scandal. And then Andrew Johnson and Bill Clinton, they were in danger of being removed from office because of either scandals. Both of them. You're telling Joe Biden to just step aside because you want to make some gesture to a voting bloc. It doesn't make any damn sense. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. None. And I was going to say before, she's going to have to have a difficult moment anyway, because even if they went ahead with this ridiculous scenario, she's still going to have to hand the baton off to Donald Trump on January the 20th or 21st, whenever it is this year. She's still going to have to hand the baton off to Trump. So you can't avoid, make her avoid or help her avoid this emotional pain that you're seeing this scene that she can't handle. I don't get it, man. I'm so sick of this shit, man. Then it goes along with this, protect her at all costs. Black men protect this woman. The fuck I am. Some strip club bouncer or some shit. Not Michael Clark Duncan on the goddamn Players Club and shit. The hell is this? That's all I got to say. Tell me what you guys think.